everyone. Happy March. I hope you are doing well. Okay. I don't know why I'm being led to do this. I've not done it before. I've never been led to do it before. So there must be a reason for this. I'm going to throw a regular energy for all of us, and then I'm going to do the signs. So you're going to see this before every video, and I'm going to say I'll timestamp it behind me when I'm done, where the actual video starts, so you don't have to watch this for every single video, okay? But I think it's important for some reason, and I think the energies are intense, but you know what? It's just life. We go with what it is, but when we can be better prepared for the things that come up, we don't make mountains out of molehills. We don't say things we can't take back. We don't blow something up when, in fact, we have to, then go back and try to figure out why I did that and hope that something comes back together, right? So that's kind of the energy that I'm feeling, and it's coming out in the cards too. Okay, we've got Unity is the card, right? And we've got the Knight of Cups. We've got the Four of Cups, and we've got the Sun card. Okay, what I really feel here is, for some of you, I want to caution you against making something out of nothing. And don't think I'm discounting something here. I think that for some of you, you've got a little reminder here that you've got valuable things sitting right in front of you, and you may want to tend to those. For others of you, I think you're realizing that, maybe a situation that you're in isn't what you thought it was. You know what I mean? I think for some of you, you've got people coming into your life right now that are going to be valuable assets to you in some regard or another. For some of you, they're romantic relationships. For some of you, they're friendships. For some of you, they're business partnerships. But I think they're a reminder of there's different ways to do things, and you could maybe learn something here. You know what I'm saying? There's an air through here of not kind of throwing the baby out with the bathwater. You may not initially like this person at one time. You know what I mean? Like, their first impression may be something that sets you back, or that you can't really figure it out. It just doesn't sit well. It's not an instant attraction on any regard. But I think that in further, getting to know this person a little better, or maybe watching what they're really doing, or, I think there was someone that I was watching recently, and I could not get past the antics of his mannerism, right? It was just, it was just uncomfortable, but his content was really good. So once I could get past that, initially, had I not stopped long enough to really listen to what he was saying, I would have been like, oh my gosh, this guy is way too unsettling. His antics were just they weren't a good match for mine. So I thought, right? But I sat for a minute, and I was really continuing to listen more to what he was saying than how flamboyant he really was. And I'm glad that I did, because he was a wealth of knowledge. So that is kind of the scenario that I'm going at here. For others of you too, I think that you may have things that have been bubbling under the surface that maybe you haven't dealt with, or again, when we don't deal with the little things, I kind of don't agree with, don't sweat the small stuff, because the small stuff becomes the big shit that hits the fan when we don't tend to it, right? So these are things where I think some of you have relationships coming in. I think for some of you, I'm going to hit the relationship aspect first. For some of you, I think you may come into contact with someone who's not exactly what you thought they would be. You know what I mean? Like, you're wishing and hoping, and whatever that song is, for this particular type of person. They have to look this way and talk this way and right? I think what may show up for you is someone completely different, but it's what you need, not necessarily what you thought you wanted. And I think that it could be something really spectacular. Okay, for others of you, you're being reminded that we're kind of all the same. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, when push comes to shove, we're kind of all the same kind of people. So you're being reminded of that, and to not. I've got to be honest. I don't have a wonderful feeling behind things that might come up globally this month. I think there's just a lot of unsettled energy. And the issue I've got here really is don't follow false things. If you hear something, check it out. Make sure that it's legit. You know, I have a feeling like the news crews and stuff like that, they're really going to kick up the crazy shit that they're doing anyway, right? So if you're someone who follows the news like it's, you know, whatever, I would be really careful about what you're getting. I'm not saying they're going to be lies or conspiracy theories or whatever the hell it is that they do anyway. I'm not a fan of the news, as you can tell. But I think it's not helping the cause. I think it may divide people and cause really devastating circumstances. You know what I mean? You don't want to, I just feel like this kind of energy is kind of like the major things in life, in history that have passed, that have taken place. And they've taken out a lot of people just for having different opinions, just for looking different or acting different or having a different culture or religion or something like that. You know what I mean? Who gives a shit if someone is different? It has really nothing to do with you. But this is where I'm saying on a smaller scale, this could hit your home in the fact that, you know what, you blow up at a partner because you had a crappy day at work, but you say things that you can't take back. You know what I mean? They may be true, but your delivery may not be something they'll forget. You know what I mean? And that's like kind of breaking your leg. It'll heal, but it'll never quite be the same again. And then the person may be afraid to talk to you about things. You could start something here that you can't finish. You know what I mean? So you may just want to be cautious. That's why I'm saying this. You've got the Sun card here. So it's a reminder that, you know what, see the good in someone and ask your peeps, ask your peeps around you. Look, I may not be at my best, so I'm going to do my best to, but just, you know who I really am. Give me a little bit of wiggle room here because I may not be at my best. And I think it's just these energies that are passing through, and they will. You know what I'm saying? I just think they're a little bit intense. What I'm feeling is like, again, trying to turn a cruise ship in a bathtub. It's going to take a little bit. You know what I mean? So let the things play out. Really cherish the people that are in your life that are of value to you. Really look at the ones that, I know that sounded terrible, but look at the ones that, you know what, maybe there's an expiration date here that's been presenting itself for a little bit. Because what I feel here is, for some of you, it's taking into consideration the gifts that you've currently got. You know what I mean? And for others of you, it's saying here, if you're staying in something because you're afraid this is the best you can get, you've got something coming in around the corner here that could be something really happy for you. You know what I mean? So we need to let things go when it's time for them to go. And that's what I feel. And I think with the Unity card, what it's coming in here to remind you of is that don't be stubborn in certain ways. Don't let people be stubborn in certain ways. Say things maybe a little bit more simply. We've got, you know, Mercury retrograde. It is a big deal. I find it to be a really big deal. And I know people are saying that we go through this a lot, and we do. But look at the times in your life where you say things or you do things where you're like, what the hell was that out loud, and why did I do it? They're big things. You know what I mean? So we can't discount them. So just be conscious of what you're saying. Value the people that are in your life, and take a survey. And it's not just, you know, it's your belief systems too. It's the things you believe in. It's you know, maybe changing things. You know, when you go through your whole life believing something, whatever, and then you come to a point in your life where you're like, you know, I really don't believe this anymore. I really don't want this anymore. I really don't want, you know, I'm evaluating something. Give yourself the space to do that. You know what I mean? Don't poo-poo it or speed over it or not think about it or make that a small thing that can be dealt with later, because that small thing turns into a big thing. You know what I mean? And look at these things. For some of you, you know, the Knight of Cups is kind of just saying to you here, it is an actual person for some of you. And it can be a woman. It's not gender specific. But it's like, kind of, you know, don't be, love is blind, but we're also blind to it. You know what I mean? So don't look a gift horse in the mouth. If you've got someone in your life who you really care about, tell them you really care about them. You know what I mean? Don't assume that they're going to be there, you know, in 10 days and they know that I work really hard. They know that I'm never home. Don't assume that that's okay. You know what I mean? They may just not be someone who really speaks up, but you know, you come home one day and there's the note on the table and they're gone. I see things like that happen in these energies. That's why I'm trying to point these things out here. Cherish the people that are in your life. You know, take responsibility for yourself and the things that you do and that you say, and let other people know that they're appreciated. And if you need something from someone else, speak up about it and see where that goes. You know what I mean? I think that it's a time where a lot of things are changing. I think it's a time where if we let go of things that we know we need to let go of, amazing things sit right in front of us, okay? The Sun card here is a yes card. So whatever you're showing up to your reading for, the answer is most likely yes, right? This card, the Sun card, what I'm really feeling off of it is it's kind of like, again, seeing the good in someone, even if they don't see it yet in themselves. You know what I mean? Like someone may need to grow into a better version of themselves, but you see that in them, right? And you're kind of just holding space for this person. I'm not saying be used and abused and not, you know, I'm not saying stay in a situation because you see how someone could be, right? There's a big distinction between that and what I'm saying. I'm saying that this is something that, you know, the relationship isn't there. The person is not, you know, they're not tanked right now. You know what I mean? Like they're not being an idiot now is what I'm saying. They're not disrespecting you. They're not disrespecting the family. They're not disrespecting, you know, whatever it is. I'm saying that they're just not up to par yet, but you see sometimes relationships really are just holding space for each other. You know what I mean? That's why I'm not a big advocate of getting stuck on these soulmates and these twin flame things. To me, and how I know our soul evolves, to me, I don't believe in that. I think we have a lot of soulmates. You know, I think we have souls that cross our paths for different reasons at different times. I don't think we have one, but I think that people are looking for that one love, which is already yourself. But to get to know that, it needs to be triggered by someone else. Many different soulmates, right? But some are more intense. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm going here. But this is the dynamic where I think we're really going to be seeing things. We're really going to learn a lot about ourselves if we choose to, right? I think for some of you, you've got opportunities also that are going to be sitting right in front of you. Don't be so, don't poo-poo things that could really turn into opportunities for you. You know what I mean? Like explore things. Don't do the hierarchy thing. And that's what I kind of think the unity card is coming in with, that we're all kind of the same at the end of the day. You can learn things. Like I was giving you that example about that person that I was listening to. He was a wealth of knowledge. He was a little flamboyant though, a little bit more than, so I just had to look away, but I was listening and I got the content that I needed. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the scenario that I'm going here. And I think that it's a great month. I don't think it's a month though really to act on things. Like if you're going to put the kibosh to something or put like a, you know, the end on something, I would wait. Because we've got a lot of planets here that things may not be what they appear to be. There's nothing, you can't really lose anything by waiting a little bit until these things calm down. All right, so that's all I'm saying. It's kind of like when a new model of a car comes out or something, they'll always say to you, wait a year to see what the glitches come up in that car, and so that you can get a better version of it. So just sit back and see, but taking what I'm saying and give yourself ample time here to say, you know what, I have worked with this person. I have, you know, I can see a vision here. Maybe we could work together. Maybe, you know, two heads merging something is better than one. Maybe we can work together. Maybe we do things different, but our goal is we have the common goal. You know what I mean? It can be things like that too. So again, we grow through relationships. So this could be on any platform for you. Okay. But I think that there's opportunities here that could so easily be missed, and opportunities here that can't be seen yet because you're under things that need to be cleared out. So that's what I've got for our overall energy. Let's see what we've got here. Hi, Leo. Happy March. I hope you're doing well. Okay. Well, this is an amazing reading. I feel that for some of you, your lives are really going to change here. I'm going to have to hit this from 2 different ways because it's very grand. And for others of you, it's not going to be this way for everyone, but I need to put it out here because I feel it. Okay, we've got the unicorn, good fortune and friendship. I'm going to read that card though. And you've got crossroads. You've got new beginnings. And you've got perseverance. Okay, now for cards, you've got the 8 of Cups. You've got the 10 of Swords. I'm going to say in here with this card, what I'm getting really strong, pay attention to your dreams. Because there's something in here that you're going to be able to solve in your dreams. For some of you, if you're researching something, if you're like you've got the Knight of Swords and you've got the Page of Swords. Okay, now I had to pull an additional card, it was on the back, and you've got the Queen of Wands. Okay, now I want to read this unicorn card to you first. It's a symbol of good fortune, healing, potent sexuality, and fertility. This magical beast may also indicate rare finds or represents trustworthy friends. I think for some of you, you're on the cutting edge, and I know nothing about medical, but you're on the cutting edge of something here that could change the world. And for some of you, it could be fertility drugs. It could be something here that you've got legal teams, you've got counsel, you've got representatives, you've got people that are in this with you. It's something though here that could change the world. And if you're watching this and you're thinking, I'm just like a pharmacist, right? Just like a pharmacist. That's all I do. What do I know? I'm just using this as an example here, right? Or you're someone who is like baking. You're like a baker, and all of a sudden you think of something, right? Like ingredients that you use. You think, you know what? You get something here. And I want to say this to you. I know this is going to sound absurd. I get that, but it's my responsibility to get these things out. So I'm going to have to take a hit for this. It's strange to the outside world. It's not strange to me, you know, so I've got to put this out here because these are the kind of things where I'm tested too. Because if I don't put these things out, I get hit with medical things. So I've learned the hard way to sound like an idiot just to get these things out. So just go with me on this, okay? Now that's this. I think that this is your ally. I think that the Queen of Wands is your ally. I think this is someone who will help you with something. Okay, so pay attention to fire sign people. Okay, queens are water first and then their element of their sign. This can be, it's not gender specific in here. Okay, it's someone though who is very smart. They don't stop. If you ask them to help you, they would help you like to the end. And I want to say this, that 13 here, 13 degrees is you will fight to the death for something. So you won't back down from this. So you've got allies, whatever it is that you're doing in here, you've got allies that will absolutely help you do this. These are very, very, they're people you want in your corner. They're probably people that are either, I'm going to put this out here, that are even have been from your past lives and you're finishing something out here. This is pretty substantial, I have to say. Okay, 44 is a master number. It's a master healer number. I know 11 and 22, everyone gets excited about those, and those are master numbers too. I'm not discounting them. But yesterday we got a 34 and I felt that come in. Okay, and today you've got a 44. These are not little. These are like, how do I say this? Well, if you're watching the video, you believe in these things. So I'm telling you, you've got, this is where you would see people show up, help you with something, and then you can never find them again. This is where you have, you know, you're energetic angelic forces come to the earth to help you do things, and then they disappear. You don't see them again. You've got presence around you. You've got people helping you. This is things too where people could actually step into office now. There are people that are royalty in here. There are people that become extremely famous in here during these energies, is what I see. For some of you, you're on the 11th hour and you're about to quit something. Don't do that, because a lot of times, and I felt this come up yesterday too, and I think it was around that 33 master number that come in, you're right at the threshold of something. I want to say this was Cancer or Aquarius. It was one of them. And your house touches Cancer. So I think that whatever is happening here, it is something pretty substantial here. Now, this could be something too. These would be persistent, organized researchers. These would be people that that do things like that, right? It's about endurance, perseverance, be organized, pay attention to things, don't discount signs, be organized. This is a card that can very easily be disorganized. You know what I mean? Pay attention to things, don't discount things. I think that what's happening here is you're changing something here. Don't think you can't do it. You're going to have help here. Don't think you're crazy if you see people appear and then you never see them again, or that, you know, things like that could show up here. I realize what I sound like, but I have to get this out here. This is a very strong foundational reading, right? A lot of times when I see stuff like this, I can tell that it's someone who has either matured slow in life for a reason. They always felt like they were behind the 8 ball. No one understood them. They did things different. Right? You just didn't fit into the mainstream of things, didn't learn things the regular way in school, always felt like this, like you were being pulled back. You know what I mean? Like, I'm almost there and then you're pulled back. Why does everyone else get to appreciate this and I'm always the one that gets pulled back? What is that? A day late and a dollar short? There's a reason for this. There's something pretty substantial in here. Please watch this reading and don't think I'm just an ordinary person, because it's ordinary people who change the world, right? This could be, like I say, someone very ordinary making a cake but thinks nothing of it, and then they come. You're going to have help here anyway. You don't go back from here. 44, the master healer number, and I'm not talking about some, you know, false prophet guru who's going to lead you somewhere to make bonbons in the forest. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you're going to do something here that is honest. And I don't know how to say this. You're going to do something here for the real reason why we're here. You know what I mean? So if you're going to change the world in some way here. So don't think that, you know, I live on 44 Mulberry Street and I don't do anything. I just live an ordinary life. It's ordinary people that get called to do these things. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm saying never discount the ordinary, because it's extraordinary, you know? So pay attention to signs. Pay attention to things that you normally wouldn't. If you get an intuitive hit on something, don't discount it. Pay attention to it. Pay attention to your dreams. Like I had said in one of my readings the other day, my gifts are changing. They're changing in a way that at first it was a little unsettling for me, right? I see paragraphs being written in my dreams. Like I see them being written in my dreams and I can hear them, and it's a little bit disheveling. So I know things are changing. A lot of times with a reading like this, you'll start to forget things, or people will say things to you and you really don't remember them. There's a reason that, you know, a lot of times we don't remember our past lives. They say, you know, it's our subconscious stuff and it's things that zing us here and there. But I think that to ascend to where you're going here, things do get forgotten. You know what I mean? So don't wreck your brain thinking you're losing your mind if someone is telling you a story and you're like, what? It's okay, because we can't fit everything into to where we're at and where we're going. Okay, there's a lot of stability in here, and I think a lot of times too where you think you're being pulled back or you're not getting the credit that's due to you, it's because you need to be extra stable. You have to have your foundation extremely stable to be able to do these things. And I know that I know what this sounds like, trust me, but for some of you, please pay attention to me, because it's a game changer. And I think with this 10 of Swords, this is an Ascension card. You're going to be getting hits somehow here. I have a feeling it's in your dreams is how I feel that this is going to come. So pay attention. If you're hearing things or seeing things differently, keep a pen and paper by your bed. Write these things down, not in your electronics. Write it down. Okay. If you've got to draw pictures, draw a picture. There was something too I was getting when I was throwing these about drawing a picture. Draw a picture of something. If you see something in your dream, close your eyes and draw it. I don't know. Just do it, please. But that's what I think. Please don't give up here. That Perseverance card is about someone they have a lifelong dream with something, and they're just fed up. They're tired. Everyone gets something ahead of them. They never get the cut. They never get the part that they have been practicing for. It's because your part is better. It's not where you thought it was. So you're not missing a damn thing in here. You're gaining a lot. Okay? All right. There you go. I hope that I helped you in some way. I realized that this was not an ordinary reading. For those of you that don't think this pertains to you, go watch your other readings or check back next month. Okay, some months they will not resonate. We're going through some pretty big things here. So this is something where, you know, maybe one person needed to hear this, but it's someone who could really change literally life on earth. So there you go. I hope that I helped you in some way.